So I'm delighted tonight to spend time with Fredrik. Huge thanks for joining myself. Look, I've been introduced to Fredrik through Talk or Test with Crowd with Us, so a crowdfunding platform, my sponsors as well for my monthly property meets. Fredrik, what's your actual role within Crowd with Us?
Yeah, I just go back a little bit further to why Crowd with Us. I was actually looking for the whole industry, who I would like to team up with. And I really know Torsus before. So I've joined as both an investor as well as strategic advisor to help them to grow to a substantial platform very soon.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. When you say substantial growth, or words to that effect, what does that mean?
Well, I'm not competitive at all, but obviously looking forward to have much faster growth than any of the other ones.
Okay. Look, Fredrik, your background in property goes back quite a way. You've been nominated as one of the top 5 in the UK for, I don't know if it's a property award, but one of the top 5 in property in 2014. You've got a book coming, or 2 books coming out this November. You're also speaking on platform with Grant Cardone in the UK in May, in the next few days. How can people find out a little bit more about that particular event, Fredrik?
Yeah, so again, thanks to Nick James to allow me even to be there. It's called Expert Empires, so you just search for the usual www.expertempires.com/Fredrik. You might even have a discount if you're quick.
So Fredrik, you've been on stage in a number of different countries already. I think you've worked in over 40 different countries, 40 plus.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Your background, I said it was military. It's not quite military. It's. Do you want to explain to the listeners a little bit about your background as well?
Sure. So I am, if you haven't picked up the accent, I'm not from the UK. My accent is destroyed from working all over the world. I'm born in Sweden, and I was part of the Swedish Special Forces, later intelligence service and diplomatic relationships in interesting parts of the world. And that helped me to get a really good insight into peak performance and also how to be really good with discipline and focus, which has been perfect in business as well lately.
Okay, so just to focus on the peak performance, you said it helped to maximize your performance. How was that?
So not only for my own sake, but also if you think about business, there's nothing like a self-made millionaire. There's always a team around it. We just had a team meeting here in this very room just the other hour. Peak performance is around motivating, leadership. The focus is maybe the most important thing because we've got so many things happening, distracting us, disturbing us, which can really sidetrack any successful entrepreneur or business owner, or the opposite. If you can resist the temptation to do everything, you can really have a much stronger performance than other people.
So Fredrik, we've looked briefly at your background. Of course, we're going to hear more about your background, more about Crowd with Us on the 24th of this month, 24th of May. Yep. It's going to be at the Central London Property Evening Network, which is sponsored by Crowd with Us, Ronald Fletcher Baker Solicitors, and also a new company who's come into my events as well called Connection. Yep. So, Fredrik, just to look at your title, your presentation for the evening, it's focused on funding. FundX, you've called it. Why should people listen to you about funding? What's going to be the takeaway moments from listening from you?
So, first of all, I will not hold back anything. People can ask questions about really anything. And in terms of why I got into that, I combined my skills in sales and negotiation, influencing, together with my property things and also understanding the financial sector. So imagine working with someone who's seen the inside of how a broker each company works, how the banks sell, pitch, and also assess pitches to them, and also knows how to get along and get all this in a smooth way. Would that make the audience success easier? Yes, I would say so. I would happily share a number of key fundamental things, probably a few of the key learnings from the Expert Empire presentation with your audience. I really look forward to bring along the selected nuggets, plus of course not holding back for questions and real live cases, how we can even make a so-called no money down deal in London, or how we can do substantial deals by partnering and connecting the dots.
Fredrik, just to focus on crowdfunding. Okay, there's lots of prop tech at the moment. I know you may use prop tech or fintech. I'm not sure which one you prefer. Was it fintech which you were interested in, or was it prop tech, or was it a combination? Because prop tech is a growing sector in the UK. What was it that got you interested in being an investor in Crowd with Us?
It's mainly the fintech aspect of it. I understand property, which means I add to the whole management team there, which is great. But also, I love the idea of making money on money, allowing the flow of money as fast as possible to the right people and the best deals you can pick. It means it can be safe for the lenders. It can be really, really valuable also for the borrowers which use the platform. And in this case, one reason why I picked just Crowd with Us is we don't only have to, like many others, like a first charge. We do have other ways to assess developers. We have ways to assess how their overall financial picture makes sense, so that because they are now investable, something which I will also cover in part at your presentation. So having flexibility in such an unflexible thing as crowdfunding platform, that is quite unique in my experience.
So Fredrik, so I know you're coming along on the 24th. You'll be joined by David Shepherd, who's known to some. You've heard of David Shepherd?
Yeah, no? I look forward to. I've not been on stage with him before. I really look forward to see his insight into the mind and so on. I really look forward to that.
Sure. And there's some people who you've already met, Piotr Ruskanek, who will give the auctions update, and one or two people who you may have not come across at Mamit, who play a pivotal role. Augusta Oyinke-Ilumia from Posta de Novo, she's a partner, the finance update, and the event's co-hosted by Luke Hamill. Fredrik, if there's anything else you want to add in the next 30 seconds, is there a website so people can find out a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, so the very easiest is just one word, fundx.global. That's just a very brief website. Or if you take my name, fredriksandvall.com. That's FREDRIK.SANDVALL.com. Or you can also check out what I usually talk about in the podcast, Invest in You.
Sorry, did you say you have your own podcast? Did I get that right?
Yes, absolutely. It's called Invest in You, where I, together with my two sons, interview world leaders. So tomorrow we will interview a person who will talk of the power play of how you dress. She is dialing in from Nevada in the US.
Okay, that's interesting. I don't want to ask you too many more questions, but where are we on this podcast series? Is it in the first 20 or?
We have recorded 17 episodes. You can find 13 on all the normal platforms, Stitcher, iTunes, etc.
Okay, interesting. I certainly will take time out to listen to that podcast. Just remind listeners again, the podcast is
Invest in You.
Invest in You. So, Fredrik, I just want to say a huge thanks for taking time out tonight. I know I look a little bit blurry. I'm a little bit tired as well. I did a sprint triathlon today, so I'm not sure why my screen doesn't show my full resolution, but it shows more of you, Fredrik, than me in terms of good picture anyway. Huge thanks for joining myself. I look forward to seeing you. I believe some of your tour and Rob from Crowd with Us should be there that particular evening as well.
Yep. Perfect.
So,
I'll also bring along a few people from my team as well, if they got people with questions, obviously.
so I just want to say huge thanks to the listeners out there. If you've got any questions, feel free to get in touch with me. Thank you, Fredrik, and thank you to the listeners as well. Thank you.
See you there. Bye-bye.